Tying your hair in a bun, you entered the kitchen as it was almost evening time and you were yet to prepare the dinner. He probably will be in his party right now, you thought. You didn't know if he will eat outside with his colleagues or not, but you don't want him to get unnecessarily mad if he won't find the food cooked at home. Hence, you decided to cook some of his favorite food. While spending your time in making the food, you didn't even realize it was already 10 pm. Once you were done with the food, you sat on the dining table, doing nothing and out of boredom, running your brain cells over trivial things. After all, you were amazing at one and only thing, at overthinking. What would Jungkook be doing now? With who he must be now? Was he having fun? Various sorts of questions ran into your mind, but you tried to search them off. Boringly, you were scrolling through internet when you saw some pictures from your news sites which were published recently. The huge success party of one of the youngest billionaires of our country, the gigantic celebration. Here are some inside pictures. Your heart warmed with pride as you saw the pictures of your husband happily and proudly celebrating the success party of his project. However, amidst the breathtaking pictures, there was one specific picture that caught your eye. A girl was being dangerously close to your husband. Her hands were wrapped around his neck, and he also wrapped his arms around her waist and looking into her eyes. And the two of them were slow dancing in the middle of the dance floor. The picture looked quite skeptical to you. Any normal wife would have been pissed to see her husband being like that close to another woman. But your condition was different. He didn't even properly acknowledge you as his wife for you to express your rights as a wife on him. You didn't have the right to be possessive. You didn't have the right to be jealous. Because people are jealous over those whom they can call as mine. Taking out your personal diary, you looked at your bucket list, which was full of desires you could never accomplish. Long drive in your bike with my love, slow dancing with my lover under the rain, sleeping in your lover's arms, to call him as mine, to be with him forever. Putting a cross mark on all the wishes, you wiped the tears which had freshly fallen on your face. You didn't even realize that you were crying until now. I guess I'm not worthy enough to have these wishes fulfilled. I don't have any chance or right to fulfill this. Am I too greedy when all I ask is just a little bit of happiness? You said. It wasn't long until you fell asleep on the dining table while waiting for Jungkook to come home. It wasn't until 12 am when Jungkook entered the house, slightly drunk but not too tipsy. As he slightly stumbled inside, his eyes fell on the dim lights of the dining table. Didn't Ryan sleep? Oh no, what is this girl doing up till late? He murmured. Entering inside the dining room, he saw your sleeping figure on the chair. Your head was thrown back while food was spread out and covered up on the table. Didn't she eat? Was she waiting for me? He thought as he saw the untouched food. A slight guilt crept in his heart as he had already had dinner with his colleagues while his wife was waiting for him all night, empty stomach. Looking at your face, his eyes traveled down to your neck, which seemed clean, tempting, and unmarked. Your tanned skin, your cute sleeping face, wake up a demon within him, a demon of which wanted to claim you as his own. While sleeping, he saw your head tilting to the side. Before your head could fall down to the side, he immediately sat next to you, letting your head softly lay on his shoulder. After all, he didn't want you to wake up from your sleep or sprain your neck sleeping in a wrong posture. Cute. he said while looking at you. Your lips were slightly parted as soft snows left them. Upon observing closely, he saw tear stains on your cheeks, which made him frown. His eyes fell on your open phone and your diary nearby. This idiot was crying. What happened to her? He said to himself as he reached out for your phone and diary, being careful of your sleeping head on him. His eyes widened as he saw the articles displayed on your phone. He surely danced with the lady, but that was purely for fun. The girl was his business partner and they danced out of obligation. I hope, Ryan, you don't think I cheated on you or something, he said to your sleeping figure. No matter how harsh he was to you or how much he loved Sophia, he was always truthful. He didn't like secrets and lies. He absolutely hated them and he didn't want to be seen as one because no matter what, at the end of the day, he still was your husband. And disloyalty is something he would never do. He looked at your diary and his eyes widened even more upon reading your crossed wishes. His heart melted upon seeing your wishes. No matter what, he could never fulfill them, not like he wanted to. Am I worth for your love, you idiot girl? He scoffed, but his eyes landed on the last line written in the diary. I'm too greedy to want happiness. I don't deserve it. His heart stung as he read the last line. He didn't want to think about it in any way. Therefore, he thought it better to close the diary and not read it. He didn't have the heart to read it as he saw your painful tear-stained cheeks. Lifting you up in his arms, he took you to the bedroom and gently placed you on the bed. Before he could move to his side of the bed, your arms clung to him as you tightly cuddled his arms. Jungkook's heart, which was frozen since Sophia left him, was now beating at the speed of light. A slight beetroot blush crept on his cheeks as he saw your petty figure cuddling his arm ever so tightly, as if your life depended on it. Finding no option to free himself, he sighed heavily before he removed the pillow barrier between the bed and threw the pillows aside. Today, he didn't even spare a single glance at his and Sophia's wedding pictures. He softly adjusted himself on the bed next to you as you were still clinging to his arms. Taking a last look at your soft sleeping figure, he closed his eyes ready to drift to dreamland. You opened your eyes to see a tattooed strong ham tightly wrapped around your waist, and a pair of legs were engaging your legs. You looked up to see the sleeping figure of Jungkook cuddling you like a cola bear. You couldn't help but feel your heart flutter at the closeness between you two. His cuddles were like a little touch of heaven, warm, together and cozy. You wished you could pause the moment just so you could stay close to him for longer, feeling an unknown security in his embrace. His arms wrapped right around you brought you a peace you have never known before. Somewhere in your heart, it gave you a hope for the future. Maybe you still had a chance at happiness, but as these floaty thoughts crossed your mind, some incoherent words left Jungkook's lips, shattering you to the core. Sophie, he dreamily said as he nuzzled his head deeper in your neck, pulling you closer to his body. You airily chuckled before shutting your eyes in pain. How blissful you felt in his arms, and how painful it was knowing that your husband was cuddling you, thinking of another woman who left him. You will forever be a painful bliss for me, Jungkook. And I will forever stupidly chase you, knowing that you will be my destruction. Yet, I will run after you. How pathetic I am.